He was known as the unlikeliest tough guy in the NHL. Hi, I'm Rebecca Brayton and welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're speaking with Georges Laraque. So what was your motivation for writing the book?
When I was a kid, the book that helped me pursue my dream is Jackie Robinson autobiography, because I was raised into racism, and it was really hard. And in my mind, when I thought about quitting my dream to pursue the NHL, when I read his book, he's the first black player that played baseball, and I saw as a kid he went through the same struggle as I did, and he succeeded. So that gave me the fuel to succeed too. And when I was young, it was like I had two dreams. One day to be an NHL, and the second to write my own autobiography, to inspire people to pursue into their dream, to inspire people in many different aspects. And my dream came true. I feel lucky at 24 years old I have my book that came out in French and in English.
How did you get your reputation as the toughest guy in the NHL?
Well, it's just that, I did that for a long time, 13 years, and I was a big guy, a lefty, and that's what I was known for, because that's how I made it to the NHL. So, but I don't take pride in the fact that people said that I was the toughest guy in the NHL, because part of the hockey, when I was a kid, I never thought that I would fight. I was always a goal scorer when I was a kid, and then all of a sudden I got bigger and slower, and I had fighting to my game to make it. So, but people could give me whatever reputation they want. I don't care. I had more fun, obviously, playing the game of hockey and scoring goals and playing a playoff than the fight itself. I talk about the role of the tough guy because it's as we've seen, it's tougher than what a lot of people imagine. It's the toughest job in professional sport. And I talk about the anxiety and the anticipation of a fight and all the stuff that goes into your head. And I talk about how I understand why some guys might get into drug, depression, alcohol, and anything, because it's hard day in, day out to think about the fighting. And so many guys came out to talk about it. So because it's a hard job, that's why, it's easy to associate the jobs to the depression issue. I know that depression could affect anybody in the NHL, anybody in professional sport, but I know that for the job that we do, it's a really lonely job to be a fighter. You're sitting in a dressing room, you're alone, you're lacing up your skates, people are looking at you, and guys are talking about going out after and having dinner or whatever, and you're just sweating, you're focusing because you might have to fight. And this is something that nobody around the room can understand how you feel but you. So sometimes when it's a lonely job like that, bad stuff happens.
And how did you learn to deal with the anxiety associated with being a tough guy?
To me, my solution for me to deal with that was charity work. Every team that I was on, they always assigned me somebody to do charity work, because I always try to do as much as I can. And when I go to the hospital and I see a kid fighting for his life and try to make him laugh and talking to him, I saw a kid that would rather be in my position fighting somebody on the ice than fighting for his own life. So it kind of brings perspective back to me and make me realize that as tough as it was, I felt lucky.
You've been criticized for your honesty in the book. Now, how do you respond to that?
If I wanted to write the book talking politically and talking about stuff and not saying the way that I think, or just to look good, well, I wouldn't have written the book. My entire life I was always honest, and I speak the truth, and sometimes if the truth hurt people, well, it's not personal, because that's my life, the way I lived it, my own opinion. And that's why it's my autobiography. And somebody don't like reading the truth and don't like that, then don't read it. But I didn't do it for that. Like when I did that, it was just my own story. And I think that for my fans, the people that know me, that when they read something, it's authentic, it's true, it's my life. And my entire life, when I did interviews in Montreal, I was like that. That was not always popular, the fact that I've always responded that way, but I'm not going to answer a question with a question. And answer a question with something that people should hear. It's just that sometimes the truth hurts, and I'm going to live like this my entire life.